Hi students, let us continue our lesson, the art, administration, architecture under the Delhi Sultanate. Almost today we will wind up this lesson, almost conclusion part we reached. Hope that you all one watched the video related as the language. Language and literature is the last content related as the contributions given by the Delhi Sultanates in different sections. Next is the literary contributions of the Sultanates, especially the slave dynasty, Khalji, Tughlaq and other two dynasties also we studied, that the Said and Lodi. Okay, remember that one. There were a number of poets and writers who wrote original works, poems and plays. Different poems and plays are there contributed by different writers in various languages. Not only concentrated in one language, many more languages they used. In our last class we studied one new language. It was emerged in India by mixing with Persian and also Hindi. Hope that you are remembering. It was Urdu. Here the different writers used different languages. In various languages they used. Some of these poets and writers were influenced by Persian literature. For example, we can tell about a greatest person. His name is known as Amir Khusro. He was the most notable Persian writer of this period. Amir Khusro. Once again, listen how to pronounce. Amir Khusro, one of the greatest Persian writer. However, the theme of his works that often his love for India and the pride of being an Indian. He created a new style of Persian that was called as Sabak-i-Hindi or the Indian style. It was in Persian language. It was known as Sabak-i-Hindi. Otherwise, we can tell that it was a new Indian style origin. His writings include the stories of the sultans. How many sultans he means whatever the stories related as the sultans and all. How many he met like that way. The rulers stories he wrote in like a way itself. And also in Khasin ul Fatu, he talks of Alauddin Khalji and Miftah ul Futuh, that was deals with the Jalaluddin Khalji's military exploits, and Tughlaq Nama, that was told about Tughlaq Nama, that was also told about Jalaluddin Khalji's, and Malik Muhammad Jaisi, it was a Muslim scholar he was. Actually, he wrote Padmavati in Hindi language. Remember, he was actually a Muslim scholar, Malik Muhammad Jaisi, and he wrote the story about Padmavati. Padmavati, I hope that you are remembering. We studied that in Alauddin Khalji's period about Padmavati, the queen of Chittor, and especially Alauddin Khalji decided to attack Chittor. Why? Because means he needed to capture the queen of Chittor, Padmini. So about her, that story, it was written by a Muslim scholar. His name was known as Malik Muhammad. Also, a number of Persian works that were translated into Sanskrit and also vice versa. Sanskrit means writings, it was translated to Persian language also. Zia Naqshbandi, that was translated stories in Persian, which came to be known as Tutinama, that was during Muhammad bin Tughlaq's period or his time itself. Remember students, the Persian words are given here like as Amir Khusro, whatever he wrote about the different rulers, like that way it is given there. Not at all needed to study that one Persian words, but it's in English term only want to remember. And also the coming of the Turks and Afghans that led to many experiments with the new patterns of living. Many of these resulted in the development of new religious movements in India. Not only religious new movements, also different languages. Already we studied the origin of Urdu, art and architecture also. We know that it was a composite culture mixing with the Indian and Islamic culture. That's why the new culture came to be known as Indo-Islamic culture. Once again remember, Indo-Islamic culture. Already we studied this one. Again we will study, we will discuss in one more lesson is there telling about the Indo-Islamic culture mixing with the Indian and Islamic culture. That new culture emerged here. It is known as Indo-Islamic culture. Okay students, read the textbook after watching the video. Thank you.